Congratulations to the U.S. men's soccer team. Even though they lost to Belgium, and Belgium's a really good team in the quarterfinals of the World Cup, I think they exceeded people's expectations. And they gained some new fans, and hopefully there's a new generation of soccer players, boys and girls, who will play in the World Cup in the future. So congratulations to the U.S. men's soccer team. But the problem with America is we will never be dominant in soccer unless we make some changes. If you look at football players overseas, or what we call soccer players, if you look at football players, a lot of them grew up poor, lower middle class, and for a lot of them, soccer is the only way out. It's the equivalent of an NBA player or an NFL player here, where you can grab a basketball and find a court someplace, or you can grab a football and find a field someplace. Over in the UK, it's easy to get a soccer ball and just play hours upon hours, either by yourself or with a group of kids. And most importantly, they don't have that pay-to-play system that we have here in America. There's academies in Europe and in Japan and Africa where you can just go play soccer. If you have that talent, because they scout out these kids to play. And if you've got talent, you can just sign up, get into these academies, and play, or get on these teams and play. Unfortunately, in America, a lot of these teams, a lot of these academies are in the suburbs. And that costs a lot of money, like $5,000, $10,000, depending on the academy or the teams. It's a pay-to-play type system. And if you grow up in an urban area, or if you grow up in a rural area, you don't have that type of money. Rio Ferdinand is a legendary soccer player, and he's been on with James Corden on James Corden's After Hours soccer show. And he said, you know, he grew up with a single mom, and he said, I don't know if I grew up in America, I don't know if I would be here today, because he grew up in England. And the academies were there for free. So it doesn't matter if you were a single mom, because most single moms don't have an extra $5,000 for academy here. But over there, it's like, hey, your son got talent. You know, your son got talent. Okay, we'll put him on our team. We'll put him in our academy, and maybe he might become something. We don't know. But kids in urban and rural areas don't have that chance here. Like if you look at Major League Baseball has like less than 7% African American players. Yet baseball, Major League Baseball, will invest in academies in Latin America, Venezuela, some of these other places where you have a lot of poor kids who don't have any money. But if they scout talent, they'll train these kids or put these kids in these programs to see if they could become professional baseball players for free. They don't do that here. You don't have a baseball academy in Cleveland or Detroit or New Orleans. And same thing with soccer. And it'd be fantastic if we get some of these kids. There might be a LeBron James of soccer someplace. There might be a Steph Curry in soccer someplace. There might be a young Deion Sanders, because Deion was fantastic when he was a football player, he was young. A young Deion Sanders with a lot of speed and a lot of ability who can play soccer, but because it's a pay-to-play system, he just goes to basketball. He might go to football because it's cheaper that way. So until U.S. men's soccer, not just U.S. men's soccer, just overall, until soccer in America, the powers that be that run soccer, start investing in urban talent and rural talent, we're always going to come up short. And again, this is not to knock the soccer players that we have on the U.S. men's. Like, they play great. But I think they always hit a ceiling. And the only reason they hit a ceiling is you don't have that gritty dude from the hood. You don't have that gritty dude from rural areas. It's like the whole Magic Bird situation. Larry Bird was from the rural area. Magic Johnson was from Detroit, from Flint, Michigan. Neither one of them had money, but they had the desire to play. We don't have a Bird and Magic when it comes to U.S. men's soccer. We don't have a LeBron. We don't have a Steph. That's just because they don't want to invest in urban areas. So unless that changes, we're always going to say, yay, we'll win it. We'll try again in another 4 years. Come on, man. Major League Baseball and soccer, y'all miss out on a lot of talent for pay to play.